Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Money, money, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios todo lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Con dinero. Money work. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work. Yeah. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah. Yeah. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Yeah. Money work. Corazón, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, de corazón, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Money work. Money work. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Lunes.
Mic check.
Lunático.
Mic check. All right, everybody. This is DJ Torch talking to you, coming straight at you right here at the DJ Torch Live and Friends Empowerment Network. Let's keep it going. You know we got to do this. You know we have to do this.
And the pot calls the kettle black, calls the kettle burnt, calls her mad. Kettle reminds the pot that we've both been burned on the same stove, that the parts of our bodies that are layered in soot were scorched by the same hands. Kettle tells pot that she still boils water, holds the hot breath of a white man's tongue, endures the slow simmer of a white woman's allyship, and still we make something beautiful. Pot calls the kettle wicked, and kettle says no, but says she's so magical she burned the hand of the last man who tried to pour himself a piece of her. Says she's so black she is everything, so black she is the beginning. She is the first thing someone finds home in when they wake up in the morning. Says ain't that what it means to be black? To have the world go up in flames around you and still be sanctuary for someone, saving men who lost themselves the night before, saving men who curse our names but forget his mama is made of steel too. And now the pot has no words but calls the kettle bitter, but loves the glass pan, the fine china, loves all the exotic shit white men put behind glass casings, loves how fragile things not made of steel can be. But this isn't about the pot or the pan. This is about the kettle, the black woman, how she pours herself across the earth, but no one bats an eye when the water disappears. We give ourselves to men who never love us, but they say we are difficult, too hard to break. How we, the kettle, praise this pot, this man for all the water he holds. How we are the only ones who do not call him monster when the water boils over, because we know this heat, this white flame, hot enough to make any of us explode. We are the first ones to make noise when the world goes up in flames. But they say the earth was saved by the man who heard her scream. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says yes, but says you best remember you black too. The next time they bring a fire to your neck, they burn black bodies on the stake and the stove. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says bitch I might be, says nuck if you buck, then says wipe me down. Kettle says yes my nigga, I be black, I be mad, and I boiled the last man down to his bones when he tried to test me. Pot calls the kettle black, and kettle says hell yes. But don't say my name as if you ain't ever been burnt too.
All right. I gotta pause it right there for a minute.
Samuels.
I gotta pause it right there for a second. I got T-Salt on cue. T-Salt on cue. Big Cap. Tampa Bay. I'd like to welcome everybody to the live chat today. We're about to get this party started, as you know. In the house, Minerva's World. In the house, Mr. Snoopy. In the house, Big Cap. And then we got the folks up in the clouds, starting early and starting fast this time. So you better tell your friends to hurry up and get on in here. Get on in here. So basically the thing is that we're going to go over the Sonya and Nesto thing. We're going to touch up on it today. But we found out that Sonya is a Red Pill fan. She's a Red Pill fan. It makes a lot of sense, too. It makes a lot of sense. It really does. Because, well, you know, she doesn't, I mean, if there's ever the epitome of a situation where the red pill mantra, you should have chose better, comes into play, is when a woman chooses a guy who's literally going into jail. Well, he's in jail now, but he might be in jail longer. And it tells me a lot of the psyche of maybe a certain population that's out there of those who purposely don't choose better. And I get the same vibe. It makes sense that she's a Kevin Samuels fan because she's an Ernesto fan. And they both have something in common. They're very good at their hustle. They're very good at manipulating. They're very good. Susie Bear in the house. Very good at it. So I'm going to play this clip by T-Salt and let her break it down for you. She's going to break it down for you right now. Here we go.
Kevin Samuels' male followers keep calling him out on the same talking point because it changes depending on who Kevin is talking to. He tells women that their degree doesn't matter to a man, and her value is not in her education, it's in her beauty, her fitness, and her femininity. But he tells men that they are unequally yoked to a woman who has a degree, if they are average earning men without a degree. So, which is it?
I do have one other concern.
Okay, we gotta hurry up, man. I spent quite a while here.
Okay. So on Monday, you were speaking to an individual, and he was an average man, and he had a girlfriend that was degree, doctorate, and you said they were unequally yoked. And I was, I follow you.
I actually remember that live stream.
I study you, and you basically said they were unequally yoked, but you didn't know how she looked, or you didn't know her fit level. So you were kind of valuing her based off her
Did he say they were equally yoked?
You said they were unequally yoked.
I said it, and did he agree? School of getting dual doctorates, and you're an Uber driver and a musician. You're unequally yoked, man. You know that. And if you wanted her to wait on your potential, I think you're too young to be worried about any of this stuff anyway. And what I'm hearing is a lack of maturity because you haven't got there yet.
Let me pause it right there for a second. I want to raise that up a little bit. I think that's important for us to listen to that and hear that again. This is how the manosphere operates, though. If you wait long enough and it doesn't take long, they will definitely contradict themselves.
He said they were unequally yoked, but you didn't know how she looked or you didn't know her fit level. So you were kind of valuing her based off her.
Did he say they were equally yoked?
You said they were unequally yoked.
I said it, and did he agree? School of getting dual doctorates, and you're an Uber driver and a musician. You're unequally yoked, man. You know that. And if you wanted her to wait on your potential, I think you're too young to be worried about any of this stuff anyway. And what I'm hearing is a lack of maturity because you haven't got there yet. If she had a father who was a...
Did you know that Kevin wasn't equally yoked to his wife? No, he wasn't. Not at all. He made 800. She made 20, nearly three times as much. Susie Bear. Oh, my DJ Torch. I don't know who half of these Blackistani citizens are most of the time. However, it never stops me from being opinionated. Oh, man. I'm telling you. Mistress Newbie says this, that's how he's aware of being unequally yoked. Exactly. Because he wasn't equally yoked. His younger wife made 3 times as much as he did. Kevin Samuels, let me repeat it one more time. Anybody want to defend this, feel free, but his younger wife made 3 times as much as he did, okay, in a time that was a lot more, friendly to black men as it compares to black women at the time. That's why he's so bitter about education or a woman having highly educated. Because really, quite honestly, let's face it, he wasn't. He went to college, but he wasn't really well educated. I don't care what anybody says. He wasn't that well educated at all. Elvieto Perez says this, Kevin Samuels is stupid, being equally yoked. It has nothing to do with your education or job. It has the same faith and values. It's having the same faith and values. Absolutely. But see, Kevin's world was built around shallowness, money, and looks. So basically, that's all he knows. That's all he's ever known is money and looks. He doesn't know a whole lot about money. Okay. He did an excellent job faking it until he made it. That I will give him. That I will definitely give him.
Productive, competitive, successful man. Do you think he would have accepted you as an adequate son-in-law?
No.
Then it's not about her.
He agreed only after Kevin painted a different scenario. But Kevin's talking point is not what the woman's father would say. His talking point is that her degree doesn't matter to the average earning black man.
Did he agree? I don't remember if he agreed or not.
He's a musician and an Uber driver, and she was going for a double doctorate. They're unequally yoked. He even admitted they're unequally. What's the issue? Sometimes a man is not okay.
But I'm saying there, you were saying it based off her educational, like you weren't basing it off of her fitness or her looks or her sublimity or femininity or any of that stuff. Like
Susie Bear breaks it down like this. Oh my gosh, I am tired of black women groveling for unworthy black men when there are qualified men of other races who don't nitpick us like this. Bars. It's true. It's true. It's 100%. What Susie Bear said is completely true. I've seen it.
Kevin is lying to both black men and women because he's trying to devalue a woman down to nothing more than her physical attributes. This takes away her power in the relationship and gives the man all the power. And at the same time, he places a fake high-value label on black men that they have not earned. Now he's stuck and thinking of some way to get out of the lie he's been telling his followers all this time. He will come up with an answer, but in order to win this argument, he has to put himself above this guy who's asking the questions. And here comes the BS because none of what he's saying is answering the question. He's changing the subject and deflecting.
See, what I have is knowledge you
Let
don't.
me pause it right there. Mr. Snoopy breaks it down like this. I disagree. I was married to a man who had a high school education. I have an MBA. I constantly dealt with his insecurities. He had some issues with an ex, with own construction company, but 2-year degree. We shared similar values, but they hated that I was more educated. One even told me so. Wow.
What he's saying is answering the question. He's changing the subject and deflecting.
See, what I have is knowledge you don't have.
Now, remember that. Changing the subject and deflecting, that's going to come into a lot of relevance in our next conversations.
That's what you saw. I do this in real life. And what I can read, you can't.
Remember now, he has no qualifications as a psychiatrist or psychologist or even a therapist at all. None. He was his basic core, the most honest thing we know is that he was a salesman and a waiter. We know that.
No issue. I was just
my point is, yes, off of her double doctorate, but it's a totality of things I'm reading. See, one thing that happens a lot is you guys hear stuff and you assume that you understand what's going on in this mind. You haven't lived and sat in this chair. If you've ever sat down with...
The thing is this, he's acting like he has some type of credentials or some type of worldly, what you would call it, knowledge or information that other people don't. And he really doesn't. He did a great job. He does an amazing job with his hustle though, which remember now, it was very important to acknowledge what he's doing right now because he's not the only person who does this. Okay. He is not the only person who does this. Really think about it. If he was such a reputable guy, why did he wait 10 years to pay up his child support? There in the house, the loving homes. Here we go.
With somebody who's an expert in the game where they can read moves before it's happening, they have a different level, an expert level versus a novice level. So he said they were unequally yoked as well. Any questions I asked?
Actually, he didn't. He might have agreed, but he didn't say he was unequally yoked. The guy probably didn't even know what the word meant.
It's for a reason. And I want you to be honest. If you had a daughter that was going to get, just based off of what you just said, if you had a daughter that was going to get a double doctorate in biochemistry and chemistry or mathematics, something, or both science related, right? And he and her boyfriend was an Uber driver.
Susie Bear, you're correct. Mistress Newbie, black men for the most part, which means not all black men, but for the most part, don't value education, even the ones who have gone to HBCUs. And the reason why that's proof is because, number one, Kevin Samuels is proof. The red pill is proof. Or I should say the chocolate red pill is proof, because the red pill themselves, most of them are educated. That's the funny part. Okay, but here's the other thing. It's our stats. We have the same opportunity to go to colleges like Black women do. But as you've heard several times before, Black women grossly outnumber Black men in college. And the reason why is because Black women value education more than Black men do right at the moment. I know there are Black men that go, we know that. But you guys were agreeing with Ebony K. Williams when she said that Black women were outnumbered, Black women outnumber Black men in college 7-1, right? You guys were cool with that. So if that's 7-1, that means that Black women are 7 times more into education. Let's just put it that way, especially extended education. You can't say nothing about it because you guys agree to it. You agree to it. So you got to take, the good and the bad. The good is you can say, well, look at all these women around me. Oh, well, I got 7 choices I can make. The bad is, why aren't your brothers in there with you? Why are they not there with you in college getting the education with you if you are there and outnumbered 7-1? Basically, you could probably take the education level, the education that many of us refuse, okay? Because you don't have to go to a major college. You can go to a community college or like a regular state college or something and do what you need to do. But basically, the stats say y'all don't want to do that. And then you want to say, well, we got trades and all that kind of stuff. You guys don't even go. I know it because I've done those trade things before for like computers and shit. You guys aren't there either. So basically, education solves a lot of problems. And I won't call it the Black community. Let's call it the Black culture, because there's a debate whether there is a Black community. So let's just call it the Black culture. The culture is there. We know that we have a Black culture. So let's just go with that. So with that said, why are you guys listening to a man who has minimal credentials to, if you had Kevin Samuels' credentials, you wouldn't be making, that's how you have to look at things sometimes. If you had Kevin Samuels' credentials, okay, and history, do you really believe that you would be successful when he wasn't successful? When he was in his 30s, he was making $900 a month. Is that what you want to aspire to get? Is that what you're looking for? $900 a month? $900 a month? $900 a month. That's what, don't get me wrong, you can learn from other people, but the thing is that he doesn't have the credentials or the pedigree to aspire to. And this is really going to play into our next thing. So keep watching. Keep watching.
Driver and a musician. Would you say they were equally yoked?
But I'm saying it has to be based off her looks.
Remember now, he says he's an Uber driver and a musician, right? Well, and they were about, I guess he was talking to a guy who was probably in his late 20s or early 30s, right? Well, when Kevin was in his late 20s and early 30s, he was not doing any better than this man is right now, the Uber driver. He was a waiter, or he was a car salesman. So it's clear that, look, a role model is important for us. We need role models, but why do you guys systematically pick the wrong guys? That's what I don't get. VM in the house, Susie Bear in the house, Natural Kish is in the house. Natural Kish says this: when you say a lot of male in the manosphere is educated, what do you mean exactly? No, I didn't say that. No. No, having degrees of some sort, seriously inquired. No, Natural Kish. I would say that a lot of basically the manosphere is probably the opposite. I don't think that a lot of highly educated men are in the manosphere. I think they find the manosphere to be very, very not full of nonsense. Don't get me wrong. See it? Natural Kish. See it? Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there are some educated men here and there, but if we were to take a poll of the manosphere, the black manosphere, that is, let's be accurate here. The chocolate red pill, the manosphere. Most of them are basically men that are not that well educated, because well educated men would find this as nonsense. Even guys who might have liked, who were entertained by him, they don't live by Kevin Samuels' rules. They just found him entertaining. But no, they're not. If they were educated, then they wouldn't be. If black men in the manosphere were educated, or at least somewhere close to the same education level as the women that Kevin Samuels be disrespecting, if they were anywhere near that, they wouldn't have there with this education problem, the whole bus driver issue, the whole light bill issue wouldn't be one, because everybody would be making money. Everybody would be making that money. And it's not funny like that. It's not, let me shut up, I'm getting goofy. Anyway, Mr. Snoopy breaks it down like this. There are educated men, college degree or trade, in the manosphere. Natural Kish, you remember that man, that black man who unalived the mother of his child on FB Live? Yeah, he might have been educated, but he was mentally unstable. That I believe we can seriously say. But Natural Kish, that was an excellent question, though. No, I did not say they were I did not say anything about highly educated. No. They are not. If they were high, the ones that are, there's very few, and the ones that were not are very large. And it's clear that emotionally, they're definitely not emotionally educated. That's for sure. Let me play a little bit more of this. Here we go.
What was the question?
Okay. In a perfect world, yes. But
Okay, no, not a perfect world. So you say, I said, if you were a father of a daughter going to get a double doctorate in math and biochemistry and mathematics, whatever, and her boyfriend was Uber driver and musician, would they be equally yoked? And you would tell her, well, yeah, daughter, based upon your looks, this is what you can get.
But he was an average earner, Mr. Samuels. That's what I'm saying. Like he was the average guy,
He was an average earner. But they were on two different socioeconomic class. That has something to do with your. If you guys honestly believe that just because a woman, first of all, I didn't know how she looked. Number one, number two, it doesn't matter. They're in two different socioeconomic classes. They're in two different social groups.
Because she thinks she need like that's why.
No, you need to listen.
Isn't this exactly what Kevin has been telling the Black community? That's why he's been called out so many times about this same subject. But no matter what, Kevin is going to win this argument. Even if it's giving contradictory statements, he is not going to back down. In his previous conversations with women, it was all about her height, her weight, her looks, her...
Right, exactly. I mean, the first thing they do is rate you from 1 to 10, and you can't choose 7. So with that said, that doesn't sound like they say, well, what do you think about her character or her resilience or anything like that? No, they went for the shallow shit.
submissiveness. Is she supportive? Does she have children? But for the woman with the dual doctorate, he actually said her physical attributes don't matter. So which is it, Kevin?
If it all didn't matter, why do you need to go to become an anesthesiologist?
Because we're judged off our education and socioeconomic status. Men, we don't judge women on that. Like this is what, like you say. That's what
If you think,
Remember, that's not men. That's the problem that we're having right now. Other races of men do judge, or they don't judge, but let's say that's one of their compatibility things is education. They like to have an educated wife, because when they take their wife to their CEO meetings or their business meetings or dinner out with all their friends that have wives that are doctors and CEOs themselves, they want to floss. See, Caucasian men and other races of men, they love to floss their wives' education. Welcome, Brina West. Welcome, Phoenix Soap. They love it. So when you hear it coming out of Kevin's mouth or any other mouth like Kevin's, remember, it's coming from a poverty-based system. That's where it's coming from. Yeah, just it's all in there. His mom was a single mom. He got to grow up going through the same stuff, a lot of struggles. Got into college, things started. Okay, he got minimum wage. He was a waiter. He was a car salesman. What part of that tells you that he knows everything about high-end men? I mean, really. There's a guy who's half his age right now. A young man who's half his age right now, who's in the tech field. He's making oh my God, he's so 24. The guy's 24, young man, maybe 27 by now. Maybe it's 27 by now, okay? He's in the tech field and he's making millions. He has interviewed Barack Obama. He's interviewed the founder of Microsoft. They interviewed all, what's the guy who, what's his name? The guy who bought X. I can't believe I can't remember his name. The Tesla guy. Interviewed him. That's how famous he is. That's how successful the young man is. Marquise Brownlee. Now, he's who you all should be listening to. Okay? He should be the one you be listening to. In the house, Kay Brown, Brina West, Susie Bear, Bridget Mouton, Phoenix Soul, Minerva's World, Natural Kish, VM. Everybody's up in here. I appreciate you being here too. I do. Oh, and can't forget about Big Cap. He's up in the clouds, and his friends are up in the clouds. Let's do this. Let's do this. Here we go.
high value men just pick women just because they're beautiful and brainless. You haven't been paying attention.
No.
Oh, now he wants to get all deep. Before, though, he was saying that Oh, I remember when he was mocking the woman who had a PhD? Remember that? I remember that. I remember that. He had a little soundbite of her. I have a PhD, remember? Living her best life right now. With her PhD, I guarantee you.
But I'm saying you didn't see how she looked. You just noticed. You just saw that she had a dog degree, and that's what I'm saying. Like
I'm saying that's what you saw. Again, you're still trying to act like you don't understand what I evaluate on. So why don't you ask the question instead of telling me what I saw?
How can you say they're unequally yoked if you have not seen the other values of the woman besides her education, like her femininity? Is she inspiring? Is she submissive? The way she looks? Is she fit? How can you say she's unequally yoked to an average man?
Because that man himself in that call had put her up on a pedestal above him.
He did.
No, he did not put the woman on a pedestal. In fact, he started the conversation by saying Black women are his enemy. And the woman he's dating tried to derail whatever he was doing.
Wow.
What does that mean, though? You come in and say Black women.
Well, I'm gonna turn this up. Let me turn this up here.
Been my enemy. You're gonna have to give me a specific.
Okay.
I'm letting you go, man.
I recently dated a woman who was pursuing a dual doctorate degree in medicine and in chemistry.
I'm a PhD.
Throughout the entire relationship, the only time that we didn't have an argument or we didn't have any kind of ridiculous back and forth is when we were having sex. You know what I'm saying? Like once the orgasm was out the window.
How old are you?
28.
And how long?
28. I've known her for 8 years, dated her for 1.
And
you just okay. We spent 10 minutes, and you said you saw that. That makes them breathe. That makes them unequally yoked. True or false?
True, but maybe he doesn't know.
No. There's no but. There's no. Now you're doing what women do.
I understand.
Just admit that you don't. You may not understand why I said what I said, but even in your own argument, he put her on a pedestal. That's right. Unequally yoked.
Yeah, see, the funny thing is this. It's really weird. It's like I remember I was on a panel, red pill panel, and they were talking about how they had to compete with Black women. And I say, why are you competing with Black women? For what? Black women can't do what we do. Black women can't do what we do. That's what they were saying. And I said, well, you're not supposed to be competing against them. You're supposed to be competing against the men. How you doing over there? They couldn't come up with anything. It was weird. It was really weird.
You assumed it was strictly based upon education alone. You were incorrect.
So a woman that has a doctor, a PhD, but let's say she's not the best looking and she's not submissive.
Different situation.
But how's
that's a different situation. You're trying to take a conversation. Okay, I'm about to end this because now we're going to get into the insane. You're trying to take a situation I talked about on Monday that you misinterpreted because from the get-go, if you understood who he was talking about, he pedestalized her.
Kevin Samuels relies on his followers not really paying attention.
Exactly. T-Salt nailed it. If you memorized all of his live streams, you would see what I see, which is a lot of contradiction. That's the main thing. And this is your average logical thinker nails it. They should be competing with white men. Yeah. And Latin men and or Asian men. And they don't want to compete against men. That's the funny thing. They don't realize they're doing that. These guys were literally on this panel complaining about competing with black women that they shouldn't be complaining about anyway. They shouldn't be even complaining about women in general. That just tells you how low their self-esteem was. That was just crazy. Here we go.
Because he has made many contradictory statements that he tells women, and it turns out to be something totally different than what he tells men. Not only did the man not put the woman on a pedestal, he actually called her and all black women the enemy. And Kevin actually called him out on it. Kevin is good at double talk. And if you're not listening closely, he'll have you believing something that you know is not true. This man was correct about Kevin Samuels' talking points, about what a man looks for in a woman, and that her degree or income don't matter to men. And all that matters is her physical attributes. But by the end of the conversation, Kevin was able to convince him that this was totally different than what he had heard previously. And to the men who called out Kevin Samuels on this, they were absolutely correct in what they heard. And if you're interested, the clip of the full conversation that started the controversy is next.
Whether it's me, whether it's people that I know or people that I'm even related to, if there are strides towards success that are being made, there's an active effort to get in the way of the progress of what it is that we're doing. Like, honestly, like,
What does that mean, though? You come in and say black women have been my enemy. You're gonna have to give me a specific.
Okay.
I'm letting you go, man.
I recently dated a woman who was pursuing a dual doctorate degree in medicine and in chemistry. And,
remember now, he wasn't forced to date this woman. And this is the other thing that bothers me. Nobody forces these men to date women they don't respect or like or want. But as you'll see, his focus is not on a woman's character or whether he's equally yoked or not. It's just if he can get laid. That's it. That's his only focus.
Throughout the entire relationship, the only time that we didn't have an argument or we didn't have any kind of ridiculous back and forth is when we were having sex. You know what I'm saying?
So like, remember now, he basically is saying that the only thing that held them together was sex. So why'd he stay? Because that's all he's about. So he literally slept with somebody he hated. That's how effed up this is. He literally slept with somebody he hated. And here's the funny part. He's very common. Others just don't say it outright. They don't say well, they actually do. Some of them do.
Once the orgasm was out the window.
How old are you?
28.
And how long did you
28.
date?
I've known her for 8 years, dated her for 1.
And you dated her to what year?
He's known her for 8 years, so he knows how she is. But notice how he's putting his not choosing the proper woman for him on her. But I can tell you right now, this guy right here is straight up evil. He's just got that mannerism. He's evil as hell. He's got mental issues that he needs to resolve, and he's not going to do it. That's the first thing Kevin needed to tell him. But let's see what happened.
What was the intended outcome? To what end? Yeah, dating has a purpose.
I was interested in marrying her.
He's lying. How do you know somebody for 8 years or so, right? And dated them for a year, but you can't stand them because he made it clear. Remember now, he made her the example of that women are the enemy. You see what I'm saying? Here we go. Here we go.
Dated her with
sure.
Okay. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a musician and an Uber driver.
So he hated her because she had it going on and he didn't, which is a huge issue that we have. He was greedy. He was never compatible with her in the first place. She gave him a chance, and in return, he replied with hatred, disdain, and stupidity. Here we go.
What?
I know.
Are you serious? Are you trolling me? Ninja,
no,
what?
I'm not.
Ninja, what? You date your enemy is your pocketbook.
Exactly, Bridget. So he used her for his own selfish purposes. Exactly. It's really heartless when you think about it. I mean, she really, really should have chose better, but unfortunately, and this is funny, you are seeing something we are going to see very much soon in the Ernesto Shirley Strawberry situation. It's the same thing. It is crazy as can be. Here we go.
I know.
Don't come here and talk about black women. Man, see? I mean, are you being serious, bro?
I am, but the finances is definitely something that I'm working on.
Hell no. A black woman who's you actually came in here to tell me that you dated a black woman who's pursuing 2 dual doctorates.
I'm a PhD.
And you're a goddamn Uber driver and a musician. That's not a problem, except you frame black women as your enemy. And your enemy is your inability to be productive on a serious level.
Bars. Through all the K bashing, why didn't this sink in with all the men out there? Why, instead of dissing black women, do you just say, well, I'm just not compatible with her, or what every other race says, oh, we just didn't click, or something like, no, black women are not the enemy. Could have just said it didn't work out, but nope. And then like this guy, he basically just used that woman. Phoenix Soul breaks it down like this. If he knew her for 8 years, he was just waiting for his turn. He broke her down is what happened, correct? A woman knows within the first 5 minutes if she wants you. Bars.
That's not currently true for me.
Well, here's the thing. I talked about what makes black women different on an evolutionary biological scale than any other group of women. You could not say that. I asked you about the decrease in the divorce rates over $250,000 for a couple. You didn't know about that. You said from your anecdotal experience, but unless you make that, your anecdotal experience has been, respect yours.
Well, so
yeah, he's known her for 8 years and dated her for 1. She pitied him. Yeah, she did. Pity relationships, ladies. Let's You want? Let's mark it off the list. Let's take it off the list.
Side of me, I have mentors that I work with
My
that
ultimate
have
point is
gone
at
through that.
28 years old, you're too young to be trying to talk about getting married anyway. See, you haven't found
Not
yourself.
really. No, I disagree. He just what this is what the chocolate red pill does is what they do is they lower the bar so that you guys in the chocolate red pill are happier. Plenty of men get married in their mid 20s and upper 20s. But they know that black men don't, so they don't want to make you guys feel bad. So what are these purveyors? This has to do with both the men and the women in the red chocolate red pill. Is they lower the bar so you can fit into it, and that means you have to go to them because you can't go anywhere else. You can't go to any other race and listen and say this nonsense and have them believe you. You can't. So they give you a place to feel okay. The problem is that it's okay to feel okay. The problem is that there's a point when you have to kick yourself in the butt and say, I need to get better. And a lot of you just are simply not doing that. So then you go back to these red pill, the chocolate red pill, because you can't get in the real world, you can't get the feeling you can from the chocolate red pill because that's reality out there. They're going to look at you if you're 28, 29, and you look at your other male counterparts of other races and they're doing better than you, what can you tell them? Nothing. You know, don't get me wrong. I mean, of course there's guys in other cultures and races that, you know, might hold the same value as a lot of the chocolate red pill, but not nearly as much. Not even in the red pill. Not even in the mainstream red pill, I should say. That's the crazy thing. Here we go.
Self. And if I go with what you said, your failure in relationships are justified by calling.
Big Cap says this, Rip St. Kevin. That's funny when I hear that every time. He will forever live rent free in everybody's head. Big Cap, do you know that there is like thousands of Saint Kevin channels? And yes, he's living rent free in everybody's Saint Kevin channels heads. That's for sure, because they're not doing anything. They needed to get. As soon as he left, they should have went to school. They should have started building. At least do what the old. Nope. They'd rather just go by what he says. And they're still doing the same thing they were doing before, and they're still single. Otherwise, they wouldn't be on this channel or these other channels, the replacement channels. Here we go.
Black women your enemy, instead of looking in the mirror and saying, where am I at?
I do that every day.
And why? And
he lies. He just lies. I do that every day. He looks dangerous.
Why? What makes you said you were looking at her to be a wife, possibly? What makes you a husband?
Outside, from what standpoint?
Can you provide for a family?
Not yet, no.
Then you were dating this woman.
This is the only time I've seen Kevin Samuel make any ounce of sense in this interview. I mean, not this interview, but at all, really. This guy is totally clueless. He was going to marry a woman he could not afford. I'll tell you why. He was going to live off of her. And she might have let him. She might have let him. Oh man, Rip to St. Kevin's house. He will forever live in rent free in everybody's head. New Diamond roast. New Diamond got the roast on. Well, obviously he couldn't pay rent in that beat up looking room. Yeah. This guy looks unkept. He sure does. He looks like he needs to take a shower. I believe he said black women are the enemy because he expected Kevin Samuels to agree with with him. I agree too. Because Kevin Samuels has positioned himself as a black woman basher. Bars. Exactly. Yeah. He fumbled the bag. Yep. He fumbled the bag. He did. But I'm glad he did. Your average logical thinker, I'm glad he did. He probably saved that woman's life because he was going to definitely ruin it. That's for sure. Here we go. Susie Bear says this, Big Cap. Yeah, I don't know if this is your passive aggressive way to get people to stop exposing Kevin Samuels, St. Samuels. People will continue to talk about them the same way we speak about Pol Pot, Hitler, Mao. Yeah, oh, yeah, oh, yep. Here we go.
I to marry her and you couldn't even provide for a family. Your problem isn't the women, man. The problem, see, this is the problem with too many of us as black men. We don't have power. We're not trying to be serious. I mean, no disrespect, but I'm tired of hearing black men who are musicians and rappers and producers and actors.
Oh, let me turn this up right here.
Family. Your problem isn't the women, man. The problem. See, this is the problem.
You know what I love? I love using Kevin Samuels on Kevin Samuels fans. I love it. I love it. I love it. Using Kevin Samuels on Kevin Samuels fan. Listen to them all. Listen to it now. Here we go.
You couldn't even provide for a family. Your problem isn't the women, man. The problem. See, this is the problem with too many of us as black men. We don't have power. We're not trying to be serious. I mean, no disrespect, but I'm tired of hearing black men who are musicians and rappers and producers and actors and massage therapists and Uber drivers and chefs. Where's the trade? Where's the profession? Where's the real world? Something you walk into a Chamber of Commerce meeting with a business card and say, this is who I am and what I do, to where other men will take you seriously.
Bars. Let's get to the good. Let's get to the meat. It's time for the meat. This is all that whole 30-minute spiel was for this.
Hey, Jonesy babes, and welcome back to my channel.
Wait. Let me fix that. Okay, let me give the content creator props. This is from Phone Jones. Make sure you like and subscribe. Here we go.
So today's video is going to be about Shirley Strawberry, but her finances. And the reason why I'm making this video, yesterday I was listening to the phone calls, and when I was talking to you guys about it in my video from yesterday, I asked you guys in the comment section, who was Nesto talking about? Was it Lamont or was it Shirley? And you guys said it was Shirley. So we got to see how much debt she was in before she met him, because he said that she was in debt already.
Welcome, Feisty Black Tina, Susie Bear, Phoenix Soul, New Diamond. Let's keep it going. And Big Cap's here too. Okay, here we go.
So, but yeah, she was, but that doesn't make you put her even more debt. Like, he has to take accountability for what he has done as well. You know what I'm saying? His track record is not great at all. So let's go ahead and just have a little quick discussion about it. Okay, so I'm looking at a federal tax lien. The filing location was Georgia, Fulton, Georgia. Okay, federal tax lien. Tax lien location, Nashville, Tennessee. Tax period dates 2009 of December 31st. All right, the extension date January 16th, 2023. Tax lien date May 21st, 2013. Recording date May 31st, 2013. Now, I know they met in 2013 and got married in 2015, of course, on his birthday. Oh, God. Now, this lien amount is $92,313.06. And there's a state tax lien, and this has a California address. Tax type, franchise tax. Tax period date, December 31st, 2007. The tax lien date, February 5th, 2009. The recording date, February 23rd, 2009.
Just pause it right there for 1 minute. Go to this one.
Hey, Jonesy babes, and welcome back to my channel. Oh my God, if I hear the word civil one more time, I'm going to lose my mind.
Right. See, this is a situation where somebody doesn't know anything about enough. Let's say enough, not enough about law, but they think they know enough about law. Let's break it down. Here we go. Phone Jones, once again, don't forget to like and subscribe because she ain't no jive. Here we go.
Okay. Hearing the word civil, I'm about to lose it because everything that come out of her mouth, and we talking about Civil Sybil, okay? That's her new name, Civil Sybil. Everything that comes out of her mouth that's about this case is civil. It's like she just learned the word. Nesto's case is not a civil case.
Bars. Civil cases don't send you to prison.
We're not going to do this. I'm not going to get a headache because of this civil, okay? So let's talk about how she's over there playing mind games with Grand Theft Nesto, Got Worms Williams, because she's trying to fill him out. That's what I think she's doing. She's trying to fill him out, and she's pissing him off. See, she's putting the key in his back and turning it so he could just be all over the place and be angry. That's what she's doing, because I have a feeling she's lying on Lamont. I don't think Lamont said that to her, because for number one, that is not Shirley's style. Shirley would not say, I'm going to be sitting by the pool drinking my champagne. That's not Shirley. That is not Shirley. If anything, Shirley's going to be at the damn booty parlor. That's how Nesto say it, booty parlor. She's going to be at Panay's booty parlor getting her hair done. Okay? I think she feels more at peace there. You know, no one is bothering her. She can go there and get her hair done, talk to people that she know in the shop, and just chill. All right, so that's where she got some peace, and I think that's where she goes when she get her hair done. She's not thinking about sitting by no pool. So I think Sonya is lying, and she is playing mind games.
Yeah, Shirley seems, well, obviously she's pretty down to earth if she's dating a prisoner or was married to an ex-con. Because he was an ex-con before he met her, so with some very creepy things on his record. So it's a shame that you see this manosphere getting, with the bus driver theory and the light bill theory. That shit never worked for Black women. It never did. Shirley Strawberry is just another example of that. It just never worked. No matter what age you are or anything, it just doesn't work. Because at the end of the day, you're depending on a man to do the right thing, and unfortunately, most of the men that come out or go in haven't and or will not do the right thing.
Things. She's definitely trying to fill out Nesto, and I can tell she's probably behind the phone giggling to herself. Like it's something funny, and it's nothing funny. You don't play with people like that, because what happens if Nesto calls Lamont and get on him like, yo, I heard what you said, whatever, and it's not true. She need to cut that mess out. She really do. Lamont, you hear what's going on? Yeah. Maybe you need to check on old boy, make a visit, and so you could have a chit chat with him. Maybe he'll listen
Let
to
me pause it right there for 1 second. See if we can get
what he said tonight out when he said this.
Okay, let me go back down here.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment below if you're
All right, this is Wonders of a Black Woman. I'm going to like and subscribe. Let me get to the juice.
motivated to do so. This is Wonders of a Black.
How you doing?
To snap. To say they're going to ride it with you till the wheels fall off. Well, the wheels have definitely fallen off. And here's a little glimpse into how the wheels started to fall off in this phone call.
What you got going on, player?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. What's going on, Ernie?
Good. You driving or you waiting on the load?
I'm driving. I'm working, buddy.
Okay. How you been doing?
Trying to survive.
Damn.
Paying bills.
Okay. You talk.
Now he had to call Dre because Shirley had stopped taking his phone calls at this point. She had stopped taking his phone calls. And the bottom line is, who could blame her? She had stopped taking his phone calls. She had reached a point where she was fed up. So
Shirley, that's the best thing you could have done for your life ever.
So he had to get Dre to three-way call Shirley, because if Shirley knew that Ernesto was calling, she would not have picked up.
Shirley lately?
That's the last time she gave me the money to send to you. No.
Okay. I was trying to call her. She ain't calling.
See, he can care less about Dre. All that little thing, how you doing and everything, all that was for was so that he could get what he wanted out of this man. See, Nesto doesn't care about anybody. And I'm amazed why the men and the women still contact the guy. He could care less about these people. Their life would, and I'm talking for the men and the women. I'm talking for men and women. If you got guys like people like this in your life, especially if they've proven to the rest of the world that by being in prison or jail, there's nothing you can do with these people. It takes believe it or not, for the most part, it's really hard to go to prison or jail. So if somebody got there, they worked to get there. Like the flying felon, as DG calls it. But let's keep it going. Here we go.
I mean, she's not answering the phone no more. Then I text her. She takes a long text back. So I'm trying to figure out
what you mean she ain't answering her phone no more?
She's not answering the phone calls no more. She's not taking my calls no more. I talked to
What you done did?
I ain't did nothing. What I put up?
He didn't do anything.
Don't make sense. if your wife don't stop taking your phone calls, she's been taking the whole year you've been gone. Something ain't right. You know, you like to tell half of the story.
Okay, let's call it right now then. So it's just
And then you'd be like, oh,
That's all he wanted to. All he wants is access. All he wants is access to Shirley. That's all he wants right now. He's not trying to have a conversation with this guy. He could care less about the guy. He wants access to Shirley. He wants resources from Shirley. What those resources are, who knows? But he wants something from Shirley. He doesn't want, or can care less about Shirley. He doesn't even like Shirley. Okay, he's been sleeping around on her already. So the bottom line is this: is that Shirley is just an option for him. Well, he got married to her. Now, that doesn't mean anything to these guys like him. You're talking about a guy who already breaks the law regularly. So he's just trying to get what he can get.
oh yeah. I forgot to tell you that. I ain't tell my partner everything. You like to tell half of the story. I don't want to get caught up in nothing.
Hold on. This ain't motherfucking Rod now. Rod do that shit. I don't do that.
One thing I noticed about that lady been consistent the whole time y'all been together, and all of a sudden now, are you seeing?
See, I hear in that man's voice that Ernesto's talking to is, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. Tevin says this, like I heard my folks always say, it's easy to get into trouble, but hard to get out of trouble. I think it's hard to get in trouble and hard to get out of trouble, unless you easily get into trouble. Listen to that.
Saying that you called her one time and she didn't call you back. When you said she stopped taking your calls, what you mean? You've been trying to call for the last month?
Yes, I've been called.
See, he doesn't believe Ernesto. Even if Ernesto was telling the truth, I could tell by the tone in this man's voice, he's being what this man is saying.
For the last month since the last holiday. The last month of the holiday, yeah. And I call. No pickup. So I called Dion. He said, oh man, she said she's not taking no calls. She got no money. She's not doing this and that. I said, well, okay, what's the problem? I said, what's up? How all of a sudden on a holiday, she texted me like 2-3 days before she texted me when she said she sent you the money. She gave you the money, and she said that me and your best friend, we're gonna always be there for you. Yeah. She texted me all that good shit, and then like a week later, I get no response. So I said, oh, hold up. Then I called Dion. I said, I need to call her. I said, is she all right? Is everything okay? She said,
The only thing that Ernesto needs to be thinking about is this case. Why is he trying to mess with Shirley? Because he wants something from her. I want everybody in the chat to guess what you believe he wants from her. Here we go.
I called. Now I called back about a week later. She said she's tired, man. She just don't want to deal with that no more. What the fuck is you talking about? Yeah. So I'm saying to myself, okay, what you tired of? So then I called, she don't pick the phone up. So I got a free phone call. You pay $5, you get for 5 minutes.
Right.
No pickup. So I text her.
Okay, commissary. I don't think so. I don't think he wants the cheeks. If he wanted cheeks, he would probably just go to Sonya for that. I'm serious. I think he wants control and he wants a place to stay. I think he thinks he's going to get out, and he wants to make sure he has his lodging taken care of, his free lodging taken care of. Welcome back, K Brown in the house. So yeah, actually, this is the first time, it's rare, but I actually disagree with the chat. I don't think he wants that from Shirley. It's clear that even before he went in, he was getting serviced by other women, right? No. As she might moment was off of everybody else. That's what's going down. Exactly, Phoenix Solar. Place to land when he gets out, or if he gets out. He may not even, and that's the funny thing is notice how he's not even thinking about, he really thinks that he's going to get out of jail. Exactly, Minerva's world. He wants to keep her as a cushion.
I get fireman free call once a week. What's the problem? And she takes back. I don't have any money. I don't have no money. That's it. What the fuck?
Exactly, Mistress Newbie. The luxury lifestyle that she brings. Exactly.
Said those are dry, so I'm trying to figure out, is that her girlfriend, her fat ass girlfriend that's staying with her? Said this goddamn
Notice how he's talking about Shirley like this. Man.
and she responding back for her, and she not knowing nothing about it, because she probably staying over there with her with no fucking job, because her husband put her stinking ass out.
I mean, the thought that Shirley would actually be.
Wait a minute. Let me bring that back. Was he talking about somebody not having a job?
What's the problem? And she takes back. I don't have any money. I don't have no money. That's it. What the fuck is that? Said those are dry, so I'm trying to figure out, is that her girlfriend, her fat ass girlfriend that's staying with her? Said this goddamn.
Let me see if I can get some more volume on that. I think that's all I got, though. I can just barely hear it myself. I mean, I can just hear it. That's the one thing about these phone calls. You know, there we go. Let me max it out and see what happens. Here we go.
Email thing, and she responding back for her, and she not knowing nothing about it, because she probably staying over there with her with no fucking job, because her husband put her stinking ass.
What? He's in freaking jail. He didn't have a job. His job was literally ripping people off. Man.
I mean, the thought that.
Okay, let me bring it down a little bit. Here we go.
Shirley would actually be.
Wait, oops, too loud, too quiet.
Sick and tired of this bullshit. Really, really just doesn't occur to Ernesto that, yeah, she's sick of going through this.
Oh,
You know,
absolutely.
and you'll see later in the call how he tries to basically shame her for wanting to jump ship.
So I picked the phone. So I got a free phone call. You pay $5. You get.
Wait, hold it. I'm going to fast forward. Hold on 1 second. I'm going to go to Shirley.
Men like that, so he can milk her the.
She got to be what?
Fine.
Okay.
You know, this is. He's the one sitting there with his hands
This
stuck
is what you know what Ernesto's doing? He's pimping. That's what he's doing.
out. And then he's got resentment for anybody, it seems like, even her friend. You know, he's the type of guy that wants to push everyone away from Shirley so he can milk her the way he wants to milk her. And she's no
Ours.
different from a lot of.
Exactly. That's what he wants to do. That's what he wants to do. Let's go up further.
All right, let's hear the whole thing.
How you
There
doing
we go.
today?
You talking to me? I'm fine.
Yes, I'm talking to you, love. How you doing? I gotta go
I wonder, does she know how fake he sounds? Let me know if you think she knows how that he's faking it or not. Does she really still love him? What do you think? Let me know in the chat.
I'm gonna mute the phone for a minute, so next goes to hang up. You can call me back. I'm gonna put it on mute. Okay?
Okay. All right. Thank you. Okay. What's going on with your love? Talk to me.
About what? What do you mean?
I mean, because I didn't hear from you. Because I called you 2 weeks ago.
She knows what he wants to know.
You just want to set the phone call. Then I called
So
Dean.
the-
He told me what's going on. He said he just told me bits and pieces. He didn't tell me everything. He gave me a dry run. So
well, what did he tell you?
he told me that you're tired and you don't want to deal with nothing else no more. And he said that you're going broke. All right, what are you talking about? And I told him that's the case. That's what he told me. And I said, that's the case. She needed to turn that truck, call them folks and tell them to pick that truck up, take the insurance off that fucking truck, and say fuck all that shit and just save her ass. That's exactly what I told you. I don't know if he told you that or not. I don't know if he told you that or not, 'cause I don't know what's going on. He said he took some pictures and sent
This is a guy that is in prison or jail for running scams. And he's still trying to give out advice.
So, and I told him to tell her that I get a free call every Monday for 5 minutes. I call her. So I tried to call you. You didn't answer the phone. So I don't know if you knew that or not, but I'm just trying to figure out. I need to hear your voice. I got two dry texts from you. One 2 weeks ago. I asked you, you fine? You like, I have to be. That don't sound like you. That sound like somebody else. So I wasn't sure. So I texted you yesterday. I got another dry text. I ain't got no money. So
Yeah. Well, that's all I have. I don't have anything else to say. I'm like, that's all I have to say. That's it. I don't have anything else to say. That's me saying that, I just don't have, I'm tired. I'm tired of, my life being associated with jail and all of that's not my life.
Bars. She just told him in so many words that she doesn't want anything to do with him because his life has been based on jail. That's all his life has been about. It's almost going to jail or going to jail or being on probation. I'm happy she told him like that. Really, she shouldn't have picked up the phone, but you got to tell somebody to F off sooner or later. So I guess hopefully this is what she was doing in a very nice way.
It's not my life. I'm tired. People get tired. I'm tired.
okay, well you should tell me that. Then you don't have to come from nobody else. I mean, if we married or you don't want to be married or more,
Well,
just tell me.
Well,
I don't need nobody to tell me. You tell me. That's all, and I'm cool with whatever you got to tell me.
Well, I'm sure you are, but the point is, I didn't talk to you. I didn't have any more money to put on a phone call. So how could I tell you? How could I tell you that?
You could write. You could have
And
wrote.
you had. Well, I didn't even know how to do. I mean, not that I didn't know how to do it. I just didn't feel like it. That's all. I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like doing any of it. I was tired. It's like, I'm just too caught up in all of this jail stuff, and it's just not me. And I'm sick of it.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody give her a hand of applause for saying that. Give her a hand of applause. Shirley's going to be okay. I think what she needs to do is just stay away from him and hang around her rich friends. Hang around her filthy rich friends. Believe it or not, if she cut it off with dude, they would fix her. They would see, the thing is this, rich people aren't stupid. They want to help. They want to help. They do. They sincerely do. But if they know you're just going to run over there and give the money to a criminal, then they know they're not giving the money to you. They're giving it to the criminal. So as soon as she can, for long enough, prove that she's done with this criminal, they'll be happy. She will not have a worry ever. These people that she hangs around, they got enough money to give her a house if she needed one. They got enough money to give her a car. She is supposed to be at that classy level. She is that class. And she really needs to stop talking to this guy. Because that's why if she is having financial problems still, right? It's only because he's around her. That's the only reason. It has nothing to do with herself. It has to clearly do that they don't want to give money to the dude. See, smart people who are smart with their money, they really know where the money goes. They know there's dudes out here that are pimping their own women, and they're taking their money from the women, and they use the money for what they want to use it for. They know that the woman's going to run straight over there with the money without using the money where it's supposed to go. And everybody knows that's Ernesto is pimping Shirley. That's what's going down. That is what's going down. Welcome, Enlightened Femme in the house. Minerva's World in the house. Mr. Snoopy in the house. El Viero Pues in the house. Kay Brown is in the house. Fina Soul is in the house. New Diamond is in the house.
That's it. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to figure what jail stuff. I mean, what are you talking about?
What?
You're not really
The
doing
jail stuff. The
Jails, what? Dude, you are in jail. That's the jail stuff. That's the jail stuff. You are in jail. Manipulators.
all of this stuff. I'm sick of it. I'm just sick of it putting money on books, and I don't, it's like that's not my.
Just tell me what would you like to do? Tell me.
Well, I don't know right now. I have no idea.
Shirley didn't sign up for her man to be sitting in jail, and she's sitting home with a vibrator, putting money on the damn books.
Right.
Okay, I know. I know women like Shirley.
Shirley.
She wants him in that bed.
She need to get somebody else.
She don't give a damn if he ain't got a penny to his name. She'll pay all the bills. She'll do everything as long as he is in that bed. He can cheat. He can rob. He can steal. He can do whatever as long as he is coming back to that bed. She done hung in there long enough with this guy. And she's ready to cut it loose. Well, we all know she cut it loose, but we are. This fragrance smells so good. I'm sorry.
What is he talking about? What is he? When there's a black woman, what in the world are you doing over there? What in the world is going on over there? I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then we're gonna save rest for part 2 because this is just the warm up right here. Here we go.
I'm getting ready while I'm putting this video together, but hey, let's get back to the call.
Don't try to push me into saying anything I don't know. I have no idea. I'm doing the best I can. I have no money. I'm doing the best I can. Okay, period. I don't know that there's anything you can do about that.
Okay,
I don't.
Tell me what happened. I'm trying to hear that part.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened.
Okay, so
nothing happened. I'm just sick of it. I can get sick of it. Nothing happened. It's like this is all on me. I have no money. I've spent all my money on you. Okay, I have no money.
Bars. She's making it clear she knows. Because a lot of women wouldn't know. A lot of women would spend money but not know where it went, not realizing they spent it on dude. She's making it clear that even if she does have money, she doesn't want to give it to him. That's what that was about.
Okay, you spent all your money on me. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Yes, that's what I said.
Okay, so the
Lawyers and phone calls and the truck and the storage and whatever else, the insurance, all that stuff. It's like that's all my money goes to that. I have no more money.
Okay, so so let all that shit go. You need to just live until I get out. Fuck all that shit. Okay, that's material stuff. Fuck it, just fuck it all. As long as your health is good and you got peace, that's fine with me. Okay, I didn't get a chance to tell you what's going on. My co-defendant,
You know what makes me sick about this is that she's saying I've spent all of this money for the benefit of preserving you, helping you, riding with you in this situation. And his response is, oh, well, let all that stuff go.
Right.
It's
like basically what he's saying is lose all that money, but the little bit you have left, I need it. That's what he's getting to. That is what he's getting to. That is what he's getting to. So we are done for tonight, y'all. We were going to have a part 2 coming up this weekend. If not this weekend, early next week. Yeah, she woke. Yep, she woke up. She woke up. So I'm going to drop, I'm going to go ahead and hit the beat, and we're going to have part 2 definitely either this weekend or early next week. Here we go. All right, here we go.
In this moment,
all right, shout out to Minerva's World. New Diamond. The Enlightened Femme.
Cause I'm addicted to the
Big
good
Cat.
life.
Mistress Scooby.
Lead the way. I follow. No need to say.
Hey Brown. Phoenix
Where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
Big Cat.
To the edge of it all.
Bridget Mouton.
Of it all.
Kevin, the lifestyle guy.
So tell you good night.
VM.
Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now.
Hey, Steve.
Before the moment flies. Ooh, so tell you good night. Cause I'll find a better one.
Natural Kish. Your average logical thinker.
It's not a problem. No. Cause I know what I'm getting into. Yes. Yeah. And nothing can stop me. No. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Either way,
Reno West.
I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow.
Oh, yeah.
To the edge of it all. So tell you good night. Cause I'll find a better one. Yeah. Susceptible now. Before the moment flies. Before it flies. So tell you good night. Cause I'll find a better one.
Break it down, break it down.
For the moment